In this second tutorial of the visual effects course, we're going to take what we did last time a little bit further. So in this particular class, we're going to get this eye, which is a nice close-up of a cat's eye, but it looks like some kind of wild beast right now. And we're just going to track the eye moving because we've got this slow motion person walking, which we're going to create a reflection and drop it into the eye. So if we think about it, the person walking isn't going to follow the eye, but the mask that creates that is going to follow the eye. Because if the eye's looking at something that's not bobbing up and down, that should stay still. The eye itself should move up and down, so the mask needs to move up and down, and then this be warped slightly onto the eyeball itself. Okay, great. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get started on that. As we did last time, we've got a number of video files and they're available for you. We'll give you the links for these. First one is from Videvo and the second one is from Pixabay. So there's the two videos that we're using there. Let's grab both of those videos and get them in. And we're going to start with the cat's eye. I'm going to drag that down onto the new composition. And honestly, we don't really need as much of this because I think our walking footage is a little shorter. So we probably only need it to be about 8 seconds. So let's just go to the composition, choose composition settings. And instead of it being 18, let's knock that down to 8 instead. Makes it a bit shorter as well, a bit easier to work with. Okay, that's good. Now, last time we've done tracking, we tracked directly onto another layer. What we're going to do this time is put something in there which is just going to be a placeholder for us. It's going to store all that information. So we're going to go to Layer, New, and put in what's called a Null Object. Here's the Null Object. As you can see, there's nothing there. It's null, empty. And I'm just going to drag that and place it right here over that eye because that's exactly where we want this to be. And now we want to start tracking the eye moving. So this is much easier than the one we did last time because we only need 2 points for it. So we double click the cat eye. If you've not got it open, go to Window and choose Tracker. And inside here, we are going to track motion. And transform is fine. We want the position and we want the rotation. So to do that, we get 2 points. That's all we need. So let's get the first one, make this a bit bigger. Just drag that over the top of the eye, like so. Do the same thing here. Don't even have to zoom in this time. Oops. There we go. And over this one right here, let's just edit the target. It is our null one. It's the only one we've got available. Click OK. Analyze forward. And you can see it's tracking beautifully. Okay, we'll stop it at the end. Let's hit apply. So we want to apply the dimensions X and Y. Off it goes. It's disappeared. We don't need to worry about that. Let's click back in our timeline and then we see it again. Okay, let's twirl these down. And if we just play that, you can see that indeed at that point, it's following perfectly this footage right here. So that's great for us. That's all we need from that. So now let's go ahead and make for ourselves solid layer. So we go into the layer, new, solid, and this is going to be our mask that we're going to create. So we can make it any color we like actually. So let's just leave it on black. And I need the opacity of this down. So with that layer selected, I'm just going to press T, take the opacity down to say like 60 so I can see through it. And then I'm going to draw a mask. So to do that, I'm going to go to my pen tool up at the top. And those of you who are good with Illustrator will be great with this. And if you're not, just do exactly what I do. It should work out okay. So I'm going to drag, and I'm going to move this way because I'm going to go this way with my next point. Drag a bit this way. Don't go right to the edge of the eye. I'm going to move that one in a minute. I've gone a bit close. Kind of around here. Kind of want a big kidney shape really. Something along the lines of that. And in. Okay. Switch to the pointer tool and we can fine tune this a little bit. That's almost what we want, not quite. Let's move this a little. Bring that down a little bit, bring this in a little bit. A bit more over here. There we go, that's great. Let's take the opacity right the way back up again. And there's the shape that we want. Now inside masks, let's down twirl again, down twirl mask 1, and here you'll see the mask feather. Let's take this right the way up so we get a beautiful soft edge, like up into our 80s somewhere. Get a nice soft edge on that, which is great. If we click off there, we can see exactly what's going on. That's fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to twirl that out to keep it nice and neat. Let's bring this down below the null 1. And let's say that this is going to follow null 1. So we're going to grab this kind of weird spiral, which is called a pick whip, drag it onto null 1. And all that means is that when we move now, we'll see that mask follow. So the mask is following perfectly. Awesome. Let's grab the walking, and let's drag the walking just above the cat. So we can see it's there. It's too big, so let's press S. It's not Control S, not Command S, just S on its own. Let me scale this down. Something like this to start off with. And just play ahead and just make sure. No, it's not. Let's move it that way a bit. What we're looking for is the walking man to be kind of over that eye a decent amount as it goes along, which is great. In fact, there you go. We can even see there the footage isn't quite long enough. We can shorten it down again. So if we can move it back this way a bit. There we go. I might just see it walk past. Okay, it's working out really good. So this is, let's see, where are we? We are 720. So let's go to composition settings and change that to 720. And then inside here, I'm going to change the mode of this to hard light. And I'm going to change the track matte. And this is why it has to be below the black solid. We're going to use the alpha matte of the black solid 1. And that suddenly makes that disappear and brings this inside there. And I can see that I need to make it a little bit bigger. I've scaled it down just a little too much. Let's bring it up a little bit there. There we go. And I'm going to take the opacity of that down, that walkiness. Let's do T for opacity. Let's bring that down to like 60-ish. And now we've got that walking looking pretty good as it's moving off into the distance. We can still improve this a little bit. Let's go over, if you've got your effects and presets over here, it's bulge, which is under distort, or you can just go to effect here. So let's make sure we've got the right layer selected. This one, effect, distort, bulge. And move the center of this kind of over here-ish. And now we're bulging that a little bit so that as it walks, got that bulge effect going on. That's perfect. Let's leave that as it is. It's working out nicely for us. One more thing to finish. Back to the cat's eye layer. And we're going to go to effect, color correction, color balance HLS, and just bring the saturation up to about 3 on that back layer, just so we get a bit more saturation in there. And that's perfect. Let's save it and then go to, make sure our composition selected, composition, add to Adobe Media Encoder queue. Same settings as we did last time, hit play and it should export for you and you'll have that finished. And then that's us done for another week on this.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Click the link in the description below to explore more free online professional development on the Adobe Education Exchange. And click the link on screen to subscribe to the channel for more videos.